He's busy right now. So, guys, we're going to be coaching an EU Master Tier high elo jungler. He's playing Kha'Zix. It's one of my mods, one of my viewers, one of the long time boys. His name's Kyrium. And he's playing Kha'Zix in EU Master Elo. We're going to be giving him a little coaching session. So first things first, I think every factor matters. So understanding champions, understanding comp. Wait, let me make the music like very low volume. So first things first, we just want to look into their comp. They have Fiora, Volley, Veigar, Jinx, Lulu. If you guys might have seen Agurin, he's a very good Kha'Zix player. He does a Bruiser Kha'Zix build where he goes Red Smite, R Evolve, and he likes to typically play more of a Bruiser play style with getting Gore Drinker, Inspiration, you know, early power spikes, and play more team fighty. But our Kha'Zix here is running First Strike, Electrocute, Dark Harvest. I think any of those work. It's kind of just your preference, whatever you enjoy. I personally like Electrocute. I feel like it works a lot for the ganks because, you know, if you're not getting isolation damage, I feel like the Electrocute definitely carries a lot of the fights. I mean, you play for isolation. If you're going Red Smite, I feel like when you go Assassin Kha'Zix, you should typically go Blue Smite. I think Red Smite isn't bad, but think about what Red Smite does. It's for skirmishing, and typically, if you're going Assassin Kha'Zix, you're not playing to skirmish, you're playing to burst. So that's just why I think Blue Smite's a lot better than Red here. Start Sweeper here as well. I think that's not bad. It's not bad. Sometimes you can catch an early trinket out. This matchup, I mean, typically, looking at the lanes, you have Yorick versus Fiora, which is very weird because Yorick isn't a champion that's played a lot. Fiora is obviously a champion that is very dominant, but I don't think he needs to give too much attention to that lane unless Fiora is playing super over aggressive. Now, mid and bot lane, I think, are the two lanes Kha'Zix should play. Kha'Zix is not a jungler that is capable of bouncing around every lane. I mean, he can, but he's going to get punished a lot because he doesn't have great recovery, and he's not a low econ jungler, which means a lot of his items, they cost a lot more gold if he wants to actually get the good power spikes. So typically, you want to play to camp 1 or 2 lanes primarily, and you want to path towards that. So you can see he is a master jungler, so he does have a lot of game knowledge. He is starting top because he wants to path bot, which I think is 100% the correct idea. And how fast he wants to gank bot will depend on the lane state and you know, the wave state and all that stuff. So we're just gonna keep an eye out for all of that. Leash from Yorick, playing against Volley. Okay, I'll make sure to turn off the red screen just so I can get more of an insight. So yeah, starting top to bot, pretty typical of Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is a very good jungler at taking picks, forcing objectives, forcing fights. If he gets an advantage, he becomes a jungle bully. So whenever you're ahead on Kha'Zix, you always want to look at the enemy jungle to kill them. Starts Q, obviously, that's the best thing to start. Probably W. Okay, it's smart to smite the first camp if you don't get the best leash, because using 2 abilities to clear as opposed to slowly killing the blue and then, you know, moving over to the Gromp, I think this is a lot faster because you have the bonus 1 ability. So once again, another smart tactic. And he's just clearing, you know, Gromp, blue, making sure they kite them out a little bit so it could be faster moving. This is very good stuff so far. Everything looks great. Making sure to kill the little ones first, perfect. That way you can get the isolation off on the big one first. So right now, this is the important place to look. Like I said, you want to focus on 2 lanes, mid and bot. So bot's wave state, they're shoving in. They got the first level 2, so they're going to play very aggro. So right now, if he felt like ganking, if he felt like he could gank because level 2 to level 2, he could look straight for the gank. This is why I actually take water walking on Kha'Zix, because I find, you know, being able to travel through the river down here is a lot faster. It is a lot more, you know, efficient. Let's see what he does. So he clears wolves, does raptors. See right here, I guess he sees they're fighting, they're winning. If Jinx doesn't die here, I definitely feel like this is a situation where you can prioritize the gank bot over the kill. Because think about it, she's gonna stay. You can easily just jump on her and kill her. And think about it, 2 dead. She might even use flash. It's an extremely free kill in my opinion. So I think this is the first minor errors you're gonna see. You know, just I keep an eye out on what could be a free kill. Usually, the way I put it, if they're pushed past this, it's very gankable. If they're pushed past this, it's free gankable. And by the time he could have looked for a gank, she was pushed past this. Yo, Rangu, thanks so much for that 24 months. Appreciate it so much. 2 years back. What's that, man? Love you, Rangu. So I definitely think it was worth the investment, but maybe he didn't think she would stay around long enough. It happens. Sometimes you got to use your jungle intuition to decide, what's good, what's not. By the way, a minor thing that he must keep in mind is that he knows Volibear started top because Fiora came a little bit late to lane after leashing, and bot lane was obviously in lane, well prepared. So knowing that enemy jungle starts top, you know that he's going to path towards bot, which means he doesn't need to ping out because this ward is here, so I'm glad he hasn't done that. No, you don't need to ping if you have the proper vision, but he should be kind of warning his team that obviously there could be something going on bot because he is bot side. So just heads up, guys, he's bot side. Bot actually got 2 kills for free there. That's huge, really huge. And let's see, Kha'Zix is going to prioritize the Scuttle. Oh no, the Krugs over the Scuttle here. Full clear on Kha'Zix, I'd never really suggest, even though I know he has nothing to do. So it's not bad, but I think the smart play would be, because you have the shoving mid and the winning bot. You honestly could look for the top Scuttle, skip down the Krugs, and then maybe reroute it for the top gank. Obviously you can't fight bot Scuttle because their bot lane is coming back fresh with a reset. Your bot lane's about to reset. But you do have the mid prio, and having the mid prio, I think this is a good opportunity to reroute and look for a more aggressive gank. Because think about how long the Krugs took. It took what, like 25 seconds. If you feel like top was not gankable, I guess that'd be fair. But just look at the positioning of the wave. I think this would have been a gankable situation because this is a built stacked wave. And when you start Krugs, he started Krugs at like 308. So just look how long this wave stays. If he would have run all the way up river, I mean, I think it could have been gankable. He could have got the Scuttle. Could have maybe went for a gank. Could also maybe look for a mid gank. I think Kha'Zix is more about having a lot more opportunities. But overall, I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing ever to prioritize farming. But I just think Kha'Zix is, 335 full clear. It's pretty miserable, right? So prioritizing looking for ganks and setting yourself up for ganks. Right here, you saw Volibear walk mid. He pings it out. Walk bot, even though you were seen on vision. So I would just start the recall and just start backing. Because they know you're down there, they saw you. So being in this bush, it's 100% common knowledge that you're there. Typically, the rule of ganking is you never go for the gank after you get seen in vision. Because, oh wait, Volibear just walks in. Huh? Okay. Volibear walks in, knowing that you're around. 100%, I think it's the right play to look for the E. Keep in mind, your E moves further than the flash, so you don't need to E preemptively. It's good to be thinking like that. It's good to be thinking like that. And it did work out for him, but just, Alright. He wound up with an early kill. So, I mean, typically, if you're a Kha'Zix, 24 CS, 28 CS, only down 1 camp, but it's Scuttle, so Scuttle doesn't really get that much XP. 1-0 lead on the Volibear, lethality. This is where you typically look to force and be aggressive, You should always play to control the Scuttles because you can pretty much always win the 1v1 guarantee, and especially with mid-prio constantly. I think Scuttle is going to be your best friend as a camp because you got to always make sure that you have an advantage, and you can also impact the lanes more. He plays a little bit safe here. I mean, I wouldn't have played so safe. I would have played a lot more aggressive. As soon as you see Volibear waste his abilities here, now I'm not saying you should E in like a madman, right? I don't think you should E in at all here, but I definitely do think you can walk up, wait out his Q. Once you see the W, you could probably walk up and scare him and maybe even fight him because you could definitely get this guy to 50% HP. Obviously, he didn't have the backup, but you got to play aggressive. You got to be on top of them. You got to be making sure that if you have a serrated Dirk to his double Ruby Crystal and he wastes his abilities in front of you, you will beat the hell out of him. And he needs to get double stack on his bite, so make sure that, if the fight's not going to last that long because you have burst, you should be fine. Waiting here for the gank. The thing is, Fiora doesn't have a reset. Rourke does, so Fiora is less likely to play aggressive. This is a pretty overforced gank. And knowing that she has flash, the most you can really get here is a flash for flash. My opinion. Don't flash, don't flash, don't flash, please. Oh, dude. That's a play that 100% messes up your tempo. Because look at where Yorick was. He cannot properly react. As soon as you get her flash, you could definitely look for, just backing off. I mean, in my opinion, I think she could have just walked out and lived. But the fact that you did wind up getting her flash was actually huge. It was unironically huge. So at this point, if you just backed off and like, okay, got her flash, keep track of the timer, 10, 27, yo flash, that's all you say. Type that in chat. Honestly, that's pretty huge. It alleviates a lot of pressure from top lane. Yorick won't int as hard. Going back for it, you need to play really well in order to make that work. The thing is, you need to set yourself up to make plays that don't require that much skill, that much effort. Because you have to make sure that you Q her, dodge her parry. So you probably would have to flash her parry here with the Q. And then at that point, if you don't even have the burst damage to kill her, she just walks out. So I would like to point out, this is a huge shift of tempo. Because at Scuttle, you should have been a lot more aggressive on the volley bear, scaring him. And at the top play, I don't even think it was worth the look for. I think typically, like I said, you want to prioritize 2 lanes to gank as Kha'Zix. Bot mid. Keep the pressure, keep the prio. You only go top if it's 100% a free gank. And it wasn't because she did have to shove in, but she didn't have the reset. So she's not likely to play aggressive on the Yorick. The way to gank Fiora is you need her to play aggressive on your laner. So let's say she just resets, she comes back to lane. Then is the best time to gank. That's a great time to gank. Right here, though, we look for the free dive. Works out pretty well. I like that you're willing to look for ganks and look for aggressive plays. Even before farming your camps, a lot of people, they think, okay, I gotta farm all my camps and then go do it. That's how champs like Kayn work, but Kha'Zix is definitely a lot more aggressive. And obviously now you gotta get the wave shove, you get it wave XP. So this is a good way to catch yourself up. This is a really good way. After making a mistake, this is the type of plays you need to make. We're looking for the dive here. Out of the tower, W'd. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you meant to auto her and then misclick. It's fine, though. I mean, that's a very greedy, aggressive play. Because obviously her poly would mess you up. Oh. 12th, my second main? No, it's Kha'Zix. But it's actually good that I'm coaching Kha'Zix. Alright. So now, just farming camps. Right now is kind of where you want to set your tempo. Alright, so you have a 3-1 Twitch. You have perma shoving, perma prio mid lane. You gotta play through the objectives. And now, you don't need to rush the objective pre-6, but post-6, that's when you start getting those objectives. So Dragon, if you can get level 6, you can get Dragon, you can get Scuttle, get your Raptors. If you want to farm Raptors, unless there's anything else you want to do. Path up top, take all your top side, play for the Rift. That's what I want to see. We're going to see what he does. But that is the type of tempo play you need to make, because you need to play off your evolutions. If you get the Q evolve here,
this was Karasmai,
a lot of bursts,
win this game.
great objective control.
10 months with Papa
Oh,
Karasmai.
Zenith. Thanks so much for
Hey,
the 10 months. Welcome back.
You know, if you come over to twitch.tv/Karasmai and have Amazon Prime, you can sub for free. Super cool feature, I know. Bat chest.
Thank you, man. But yeah, essentially what I'm trying to say is understanding how your champion works and the things you could do. If you can get the bot side objective, which is practically free, you have the winning bot, you have the prio mid, you get the scuttle as well. You play aggressive, right? But if you can also transition that tempo into getting the top side objective when you're weak side, top side, think about that. You're double objective on him and you're playing through 2 winning lanes. This game is free. You just play literally right on top of them, So we're going to see what exactly happens here because this is a huge tempo play time. This is definitely where you want to look on it. I'll see you reset. You don't need to reset though as Kha'Zix. You got to kill. What, you farmed 1 camp per gang, but it didn't get you any sort of advantage. You're not building an advantage with your team. Yeah, sure, you killed them. They missed out on a couple of CS and XP, but they're going to catch up. It's catch up XP. You need to make sure that you're scaling through the objectives. So play for your 6, play for the dragon, play for the scuttle, transition that into your top side, and then look for the rift. And a good way to look for the rift is also have your support rotate with you. So this is just, the tempo is off here. You need to make sure that the lanes you're playing towards, because you even path towards bot lane, which I think is incredibly smart. The lanes that you're pathing towards, you need to make sure that you're securing the objectives on the winning side. And then try and transition that winning objective side into the opposite side of the map, where you can get both objectives. It's very greedy, but if done properly, you'll see a lot of benefits. So level 6, Q evolve, thank goodness, thank goodness. This is not a game to go R evolve. I definitely am a big fan of Eclipse, but, you know, like I said, sometimes Mythics can be preference. I think Prowlers, Duskblade, and Eclipse are all amazing Mythics on Kha'Zix. Honestly, I appreciate what you're going for, because I think this is the proper playstyle for Kha'Zix, to be aggressive and to be looking for picks. It is the proper playstyle, but I think the thing is, it needs to be a lot more free. It needs to be a lot more free. And I'm not gonna BM. Not gonna BM. But just think about it, Vhagar being here. I mean, you maybe could have killed them, but you definitely died to Volibear here. You don't really have a good escape. The most you get is a 1-for-1, and I don't think that's very good, because you just got back on the map. You need to be farming camps, you need to be getting objectives, be exhilarating your advantages. You can't be, you know, stalemating. You know, you stalemate. You need to make sure that, you know, okay, I'm getting the objectives, getting the invade, I'm getting the plays done. So I don't disagree with looking for aggressive plays, but you need to make sure that they're a little bit more free. Like, if you can kill him and you have a bit of a clean escape where you actually think you can live, that's fine. But there's no way you live there. At most, you can kill him, sure. But, you know. So now, see, look. If you farmed Krugs, Raptors, Scuttle, got level 6, did the Dragon, even went into topside, farmed all those topside camps, got the Rift, you would be probably level 7 and have the Rift and have like 60, 70 CS and have Mythic. And then think about what you can do with that Mythic. See, it's a snowball. It's a domino effect. You need to make sure that you're properly utilizing everything that you can and play through the strong lanes, because you're getting them strong. Your ganks, bot lane, have helped them a lot. And your mid lane is perma been winning. So you just have to, you know, make sure that you're playing through the strong lanes and making sure that, I think you don't need to reset as often. I think you reset too much. If you have a oh wait, whoa, this is a good learning time. All right, let's see. So lose the dragon. Vel'Koz is coming. You're looking for a fight. See, look, you spawn, fight, spawn, fight, spawn, fight. You see what I mean? You need to be able to just farm, play a little bit more casual. You need to catch up. If you die, think about it. While the enemy jungler is alive and you're dead, he can farm camps. He can pull off ganks. Dying is the worst thing you could do in general. You want to avoid dying at all costs. I know it sounds like forehead, like, oh yeah, just don't die. But make sure if you are going to die, it is, you just play like the odds. Like, okay, this is 100% in my benefit. Like, let's say you dive bot, you get 2 kills, you die, you deny them a lot of CS and XP. But you would only go for that play after you clear all your camps, because you don't have anything to do during that time period, right? So that's actually a good death. Oh, Samarake, thanks for the prime. So right here, let's see. You jump in, E in first, die again. Right here, I think the play would honestly be not to E in first. You walk into the bush, you W auto Q, because then you have your E as an escape. And he didn't have it warded. And this is where control wards come in handy too. You know, you sold your pods, buy control ward, put it in the bush. You 100% know they don't have vision. And, you know, I think that's good. But you can play that a lot safer. I guess you want to make sure that he dies immediately, but you do have to factor in who is actually backing him. Okay, Lulu, Vhagar, it's 2v3. Your bot lane's not going to be there first. So you need to make sure, okay, I need to make sure I have an escape. You just went in thinking, okay, we're just going to win it, kill them. You need to make sure that if you're going into a fight where they have numbers, but you're playing for your burst, which is smart, that's how Kha'Zix plays, you need to make sure that you have an escape. So maybe you can ult out, maybe you can E out. But if you're using your only escape to get in, you're always going to die every single time. And now looking for a gank again. See, at this point, you need to be just looking for farm. If you're behind, if you die, go fight again. Die, go fight again. Die, go fight again. You need to be able to be like, okay, I just died. Let me farm up a little bit. And then you play through your lanes. You play for the free gank. So, I mean, this is a free gank. But let me tell you something. If you farm red, you farm raptors, wait for Vel'Koz to get back to lane, and he's still there, it's a free gank, and you get the XP. And you get to get a safe play. Get a safe play done, right? It worked out a lot, though. I worked out. So that's a risky play, but I'm just teaching you to make the safe plays. That right there could have went really bad, because let's say Volibear counter ganked. What happens? You're absolutely destroyed, and there's no play in this game. So you need to factor things like this in. You need to always be thinking, okay, where's the enemy jungler at? Now, fortunately for you, Volibear decided to go bot instead of mid. Definitely not fortunate for your bot lane, but, you know, fortunate for you. Right here, you farm your raptors, farm your red. If you don't want to farm too much, that doesn't seem to be your playstyle. You know what camp you skip? The Krugs. You don't farm Krugs. You go, alright, red, raptors, top side, top scuttle, rift, maybe even invade. And you know what? If you see Volibear right here, you're thinking red Krugs. I'm thinking you're dead wrong. I'm thinking you're dead wrong. Volibear shows on map. You know what I'm thinking in my brain? I'm thinking reroute, topside, invade, top gang, invade, rift. Because let me tell you, these camps are free. They're protected. Your camps will always be free. If he doesn't know where you're at, Volibear is not going to walk into your jungler. He's not going to walk into your jungle because you have a winning bot, you have a winning mid. It's not likely. Unless he sees you on a ward. So, you know, to think about things like that, you need to think aggressive. You need to think on hand. You need to be not just punishing, you know, the enemy laners. You need to be punishing the enemy jungler as well. So right here, farming Krugs, you know, it's just you're not gaining anything because you're building something that the enemy jungler is equally building. To gain a lead, you need to be taking away from him and putting that on yourself. And then when you go farm your own camps, that's your advantage. That's your advantage. So taking his 2 top side, then you farm top scuttle, rift, your top side, bot side. Guess what? He has 1 side to farm. Guess what? Because he has 1 side to farm, all he can do is gank. And then when he looks for that gank, you counter gank and you have him done. There's nothing you can do. Alright, so you go farm your top side. See, look at this. Look at this. I'm going to ingrain this into your mind because I want you to remember this. If you see the enemy jungle on the opposite side of the map, you go into the enemy jungle and you take their camps. Do not prioritize your camp. You take their camps every day of the week. I don't care. You take their camps. Ingrain that in your head. Alright. So, farm the scuttle, farm the rift, yada yada yada. Dude, no invade. You're not punishing him at all. Oh, you need to make this Volibear useless. Karma useless. At this point, okay, you look for the mid gank. You know, send the rift. Sure, that's fine. Now, choosing between sending rift mid or sending rift top. A lot of people have a lot of questions. I mean, which lane is your strongest lane? Who do you feel like playing off the most? Do you think mid is your most reliable champion into their team? Do you think Yorick with the lead on Fiora would be good? Do you think Twitch will be the carry? Now, personally, I think you made the right decision. I think Vel'Koz is the best into their team. So I think this is the right decision. But you need to make sure that you're always keeping an eye out for, okay, do I send it top? Do I send it bot? Do I send anything like that, right? Young coaching must be the most effective. Now, I know the lane can be coached like this. They can, but it's more micro. More micro, not macro. This is more macro based. Micro is more mechanics. Like, okay, it's mostly talking about your autos, your clicks, you know, your pathing, your movement. It's more micromanaging. Right. So, I think the Rift is smart, but you're gonna notice now. You're gonna notice. You're pretty equal with Volibear, right? Now imagine if you were consistently bullying the guy. Imagine you were taking camps, you were prioritizing the scuttle. If you were forcing those objectives early on, this guy would not stand a chance. You would be out jungling him every day of the week, and you know it. And the fact that this game goes on for 35 minutes, this is amazing to me because it just shows that if you can fix these minor things that are very simple solutions, very, very obvious fix, you will turn into twice a better jungler, and I guarantee that. Because if you're able to play this game out for 35 minutes and presumably, you know, get pretty fed, these things I'm telling you, they will make you a way, way, way better jungler. Because knowing how to play a champ like Kha'Zix, it's all about punishment of the enemy jungler. It is all about building an advantage and being a bully. You're a jungle bully. You know how some lanes have a lane bully, like, you know, Pantheon or Jace, or, and then, you know, people that can poke a lot. Jungle is very similar, where there's jungle bullies, where essentially if you build an advantage, you just live in their jungle. You're taking camps, you're denying, and you're able to transition that lead into your lanes. And if you can get comfortable with that playstyle, your Kha'Zix will be way better. Because right here, you're looking for the top gank. This one, it's pretty easy to play this one out. You hold your E, you hold your ult. Obviously, the minions are I think you should go. The longer you delay it, the more chance the enemy jungler can come. So I think it would have been a good opportunity to go early on. Thankfully, Fiora goes a little bit too aggro. Sometimes that is also a very effective way of ganking. So let's say you notice that she's going to go in, because the way that she plays, notice the body language that she has. She steps up. As soon as she dodges the E, she walks back up again. And right there, you could just tell she was looking for it. You could tell. Because typically, if she's playing safe, if she's scared that someone might be there, she'd be playing right over here. Because she's willing to step up, you could tell she wants to play aggro. And as soon as she's given the opportunity, you're able to catch that. So I don't know if you planned the gank like this, or if it's just luck. That is one of the highest ranking methods of ganking. Is watching the minions and watching their body language, watching how they path, move little steps back and forth. We're willing to like step up that much and be that aggressive. It was pretty obvious that she was gonna look for the all in, because that's what Fiora does. She looks for the vital all in. So doing that was fantastic. That was great. That was a great thing. But see, notice this is where your flaws of a jungler are coming to life. You traded the top tower, the top kill, for the objective essentially, because the dragon's spawning, right? At that point, you need to be taking Krugs. You need to be setting up vision, control it either here or here, and you need to be looking for raptors. You know, I could tell that they're not there because, you know, obviously the screen shows, because I'm watching a, you know, VOD review. But, you know, being able to go into the enemy jungler and look for the camps. See, look, you're not punishing anyone. You're punishing Fiora. You need to punish Fiora, you need to punish Volibear, and then you need to find a way to punish Veigar, and then you need to find a way to punish Jinx and Lulu and everyone. You need to punish everyone because you're playing a punishing jungler. You gave up the objective for the top play, which I think is a very good play. I think that can be very good because you don't have a teamfight comp. You're not a teamfight champion. So playing the teamfight objectives, dragons, this is why you want to get the dragons early on, to stack them and build the advantage. And then the way that you keep the dragons is you make picks beforehand. But to be in the position you're in and to make that opposite side of the map play when they're going for, you know, the dragon play, I think that's a very smart play. So I think that was really good. Very good. Very good timing. Flash in, aggressive, good. Don't play too over aggro, that's nice. Sometimes some people play a little bit too Ivy, a little bit too over aggro. See the items. So itemization, you went Serpents, that's good. That's good. Serpents Dustblade. I'm personally a fan of Eclipse, Edge of Night, played Soul Caps. I think that's my favorite build, but you know, like I said, itemization is different based on the person's playstyle. So if that's the items you like, I do think this is the proper itemization for the Dustblade angle. As for boots, I mean, Merc Treads could do you a lot here. Played Steel Caps could do you a lot. Depends on who you think you're going to be fighting the most. I think Veigar is, from what you've seen so far, Veigar is probably the most you know, people that you're going to look to pick off, or people that you're going to look to jump on. So Merc Treads into maybe Edge of Night would be sustainable, or maybe Merc Treads into Last Whisper if you feel like he's not going to be too ahead. You know, maybe you think you're always going to 1v2 him, so he's not going to be able to burst you. So just itemize for what you think you're going to be doing in the game. Which I have a feeling that you prioritize killing the Veigar, so it's pretty good itemization choice. Level 11 is a huge power spike, so at this point you should be doing everything to get level 11. Shouldn't be looking for pointless fights like right here. I mean, it's 2v2. Ollie's there, Lulu's backing. There's not really much to be gained. Looking for the bot side could be good, but if you're ever gonna go for an invade, do not use your only escape to go into the camps. You walk around. I don't care. I know, yeah, it takes longer, it's slower, but you will die 9 times out of 10 if Veigar comes here and boxes your ass. You need to be thinking about shit like that, because you will die. You'll die. You're invading. You're either strong enough to 1v2 or 1v3, or you either make sure that you have an escape. Okay. Having bot side. See, this is good. I think there's a lot of things that you do really well. Getting bot lane XP. Get level 11. Getting real. Why is Twitch chat flaming you? Why are people flaming? I think I think he does a lot of things good. A lot of jungle dynamic, a lot of jungle pathing, a lot of macro, and you know, a lot of understanding how a champion works. It's I don't think this gameplay is bad. I could definitely see this Kha'Zix winning a lot and doing well in Master. And the only reason why I'm able to point out his mistakes and understand and teach him how to do better is because I'm Challenger. If I played in his rank, I'd probably play the same, right? So I don't. You guys shouldn't flame him. If someone's Master, they're very good at the game. But you know, sometimes you just need to. Like, there's certain things that I'm really bad at, and I'm Challenger. There's certain things I'm extremely bad at. If a coach saw my gameplay, there's a lot of things that they could point out and say, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Just because you have flaws in one area doesn't mean that the entirety of your gameplay is flawed. He does a lot of things that are very good, and he understands a lot of parts of the game, and that's why he's Master. Simple as that. So I don't think you guys should flame him. I don't think you should blame anyone for it being anywhere. I could get a coaching. Be nicer in chat, alright? Nice. Blame me if you want to flame anyone. Don't flame people I'm coaching. Alright. So right now, let's see the itemization. Going double with Ali. Pretty ambitious, but like I said, if you do plan on fighting the Veigar, if you do plan on fighting the bot side, I think the Edge of Night would be a much more superior item than Last Whisper. Now, if you plan on fighting frontline, then I think Grudge would be an amazing option. Now, the E-Evolve is really what loses me. The E-Evolve is really what loses me. I find W-Evolve to be just always better than E-Evolve second. The only time I think E-Evolve second is ever good is just you're like 17-2. If you're like 17-2. Don't get me wrong, I think you're decently fed, but going E-Evolve, it makes your champion a lot more useless. Because with W-Evolve, you're constantly setting up picks, you're constantly poking, you're constantly adding utility. You're not a solo carry champion, believe it or not. Kha'Zix is very hard to solo carry with. You need to play through your teams. You need to play through your lanes. It is not a solo carry assassin meta. If it was, then I'd be winning every game with Blue Kayn, wouldn't I? So I think W-Evolve, it's always the superior Evolve. I'm willing to debate that till the end of time. If you think E-Evolve is better, maybe that's your personal preference. Like I said, a lot of times you want to play towards your preference and what you enjoy, but I would just recommend getting better at W-Evolve. Personally, I think W-Evolve is very good. Nice. Blue Kayn. At the invade. This is the only time I've seen you invade in 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Get this in your brain. I'm going to keep saying it. Invade more. Punish more. Go a little bit more aggro. A little bit more aggro. If you have a lead, because remember, you started 1-0, serrated Dirk. Way more aggressive. That's all I'm asking. And I keep repeating it because I know next time you play Kha'Zix, you're going to be playing a lot more aggressive. And when you find that comfort spot where you know how to play calculated aggressive, you're going to become a 10 times better Kha'Zix. 10 times better Kha'Zix. You're going to mess up a little bit at first. You're going to be playing too aggressive. You need to find the comfort zone of perfectly aggressive and, calculated. Right now, looking for a lot of fights, not farming as much camps, I think it's good to be aggressive, but see, look, when you're fighting Veigar, Perma CC'd, almost dead, almost one shot. So, Dark Treads would have been a good option here. Ooh! Barely survived. That guy should die right now, right? Right? Punish. Good. And you're 2 dragons down against a team fight comp, so you're pretty fucked if you don't make picks before objectives. Ooh, the big Kha'Zix coming in, the damage. Ooh, the E behind. Nice. Good, double kill. Like, yeah, look at this. To be able to turn this game and go 8-4-2, the things I'm telling you will make you just way better. So just look at this game, be like, at this point, you could still win. At this point, you could still win. You could transition this into a win. And now, how are you going to do this? I don't typically like second Rift Herald, especially after all the tier 1 towers are down. But because there's absolutely nothing up, I guess you could do it. The dragon's spawning though, so maybe you could have got a reset into dragon because, you have 2k gold. So if you lose the dragon, it's 100% your fault. Dragon should be your priority. It's soul point. Soul point is you got to move. You got to bust your ass. You got to get over there, As for second Rift, I don't think it will really do that much for you. If your team loses this fight, or if anything goes bad here, it's 100% your fault, by the way. Which, it didn't happen this time, but it will. You always got to make sure that you're making picks, you're making plays beforehand. Oh, what is that? The aggressive Lulu. Oh my god. That's why you don't go Evolve. That's why you don't go Evolve, man. That's why. Listen, man. I'm glad that happened to you because that happens to me so much. So don't feel bad about that. I've had that happen to me so many times. And that's a desk crunching moment, man. I get so pissed when that happens. So, hey, man. Now we're seeing why Evolve is not the move, right? Because that play never happened. You kind of baited your team here, by the way. Because of that. But I think I'm getting a little bit redundant with saying Evolve is a no-go, I saw what you're going for, but against a champ like Lulu, it is so hard. You literally kill her in 1Q and get the reset and kill them both. But because Lulu is polymorphs you, bait your team into 3 people dying. On a free objective, you know what ideally the play would have been? Reset, skip the rift, go bot side, do the dragon. If they try and fight you, kill them. Get bot tower. And hey, if you kill them all, get the Baron. Right? So, you gotta make sure that the plays you're making, they lead to safe follow-up. Don't go too crazy. This is what Evolve does. It baits the craziness, man. It baits the craziness. When you're level 16 and you have the W and you see them low, you could W them, you could E them, and WE, and then, if you can get your Q off, it'll usually be enough damage to get a reset, and then you can get out. So, Let's see, itemization. You went Yumu's. You went Yumu's into Veigar, Jinx, Lulu. Even with the Merc Treads, I think Edge of Knight's better. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kha'Zix does so much damage. If you get isolated Qs, that's all you need to play for. Isolation. You don't need to build a lot of damage if you play to isolate them. If you can get them isolated, you can build a little bit safer. This is why, you know, Kha'Zix build, you know, Plaid Still Caps, or Edge of Night, or other safe items, right? Because you can play a lot more aggressive if you can get isolations, and you can build a lot safer. So you don't need to build that much damage. You just need to get better at separating them. You need to get better at finding them, okay? Yumu's is a big grief. You either go Last Whisper or you go Edge of Night there. Going Edge of Night and Merc Treads into a champ like Lulu and Veigar is not bad at all. Trust me, it's not. It's not. Okay, let's see. Hopefully get a kill or two here, right? Jump in on the Veigar there, presumably because he has Sonya, but I mean, that's still... See, look at that. You just have no impact. If you W them, you can poke them down, and you can move up with your team. Your team can move up because they're all CC. They're slowed. Even without the isolation slow, it still does a lot of slowing and still does a good amount of damage because you're building full damage. So those Ws, they're not weak. They're not weak at all. A lot of people think W is only for Bruiser Kha'Zix. No, it's great for all Kha'Zix. I think UWE is always the best. Picked off by Veigar, no vision. This is where control wards come in handy. You need control ward in this area. If you're playing the neutral objectives, you need control wards in the neutral area. And if your support isn't gonna put it down, which most of the times they won't, the support's usually Pega, you know. I don't need to say it, but you know, you gotta be doing it all. If you want to be a super jungler, you gotta be doing it all. You gotta be doing, you know, the invading, the warding, the, you know, itemizing, everything. You need to be Mr. Do It All. So I mean, a lot of minor silly mistakes, and oh my god, you're building more lethality. Oh dude. No! Buy 2 lethality and go Grudge next time you're Kha'Zix. Please. Please. This much lethality, your damage is gonna go away in like 4 minutes, man. You're gonna have no damage soon. You don't need that much lethality. It's redundant at this point. There's nothing you can itemize that would actually be worth. Grudge is always after 2 lethality items, Grudge. That's it. See, get a pick. Nice, nice. So, if you get a pick after they did Baron, you can solo the Baron. So right now, fighting the Dragon 4v5 is not a bad idea, but one got picked, so now you just give the Dragon, you know, play smart, play safe, and look for picks. Looking for picks. You have not done that enough. You need to be looking in the jungle. You did get a pick top lane, but I'm talking more aggressively in the jungle. Like, okay, paying attention to when red spawns, you can jump on Jinx. Oh, what is this? Did I just see what I thought I saw? That's gonna make me angry. Don't worry, this is my mod. I could flame a little bit. I don't normally flame. Why are you flash-ing? Your E has so much range. Did she put the traps down? Is that why? Nah, brother, you could have... Why would you flash E? Dude, just E. Your range is so high. Your range is so high, just E. Such a good play. Such a good play and setup. But yeah, flash E'd. Do not flash E. Just E. You need to save everything. You need that flash for next fight to kill the Veigar. Every CD matters. Every alt CD, flash CD, everything. Yumu CD, every little thing will matter and add up. Make sure you're not wasting anything. Any and everything. Level 15 to 14. Which rank is this game? This is EU Masters. EU Masters Jungler. Playing Kha'Zix. One of my favorite champions, so this is why I'm able to give really good insight, really good review. I'm able to play a lot of champions and understand a lot of different roles, but Kha'Zix is one of my best, one of my very best, so this is it's a fun game to coach. Okay. So yeah, this is great. This is exactly what I want to see. When you're close to that evolution, your evolutions are your power spike, just farm in camps. Just farm in all your camps. That's perfect. Get level 16. See that W evolve, baby. Alright, so at this point, I mean, you're gave up soul point. Not soul yet, but soul point. And then, you know, Baron, of course, something that you want to prioritize. This next 10 minutes, I don't know how this game goes on 10 minutes longer. Whoever wins the next fight should just win the game. Never lead in with your R, please. Always use your R after. Try and never lead in with your R unless you're trying to sneak up on them. I understand you were, but you had a very easy out. And you also have no vision, so you don't know who's behind her, okay? You don't know who's behind her. You gotta play a little bit. Oh, you gotta respect your CDs. Okay, now you have Evolution, the level 16. It's good. Really good. Got the W. Let's see. I gotta micromanage. I've been waiting to do this. Micromanagement means I'm pretty much gonna tell you how to mechanically play better. Alright. Okay. So, W, start out, he flashed it, whatever. At this point, I would reroute more towards here, and more of a proper angling on them. Because I feel like being right here, there's this big cage, volley bears over there. Getting more of a cleaner angle on them, so definitely moving south. You back up, you look back for the Renata ult. So right now, I mean, your W is about to be off CD. You could W the Lulu, because Veigar is running away. So this is a soon to be isolated W, which is like a 90% slow. Easy kill, right? Really easy kill, because she has no ult. She's about to be CC'd, and she's going to get a 90% slow. You just WE, right? You walked in the wall. And you E. You want to W before you E. So thankfully, I mean, it worked out. Okay, jump on him. Make sure you're bobbing in between your abilities. Make sure, okay, you E in, step back.
By the way, this was
E in,
Karasmai,
go left, go right. Go, no. Make sure you're
And we
bobbing.
back, baby. Had to cancel for a bit cause of money constraint. Best wishes.
What's up, Zordon? Look back at the sun, it was gone. Wait, was it really? No, you got it right at the very end. You're close. Yeah, but make sure you're bobbing and weaving. So make sure, move left, auto back in. You gotta bob and weave a little bit more. A little bit more clicks from you, my boy. You gotta do more clicks. Thank you, Zordon, for the 1 year. Appreciate that so much, man. I had to cancel for a bit because of the money constraint. Best wishes. Oh, I understand, man. I understand. I appreciate that 1 year, though, so much. Alright, so, I mean, at this point, it doesn't tell me when Baron's spawning or when that's up. I don't know exactly, but typically, I mean, you want to play, you know, invade the camps. Pressuring the mid inhib right here is good. There's 2 dead. Getting the mid inhib. Playing a little bit aggressive, zoning them. That's perfect. That's how you should play in this situation. Walking up, EA, and then W. No, Salty Facts. Thanks to the 5 gift subs. Appreciate that so much. Okay, Veigar V2. I mean, your clicks are really important. He is 100% right about that. I think the way you click is very important. And if you're not a fast clicker, you're not clicking a lot, then you need to make sure that you have very precise clicks. Your clicks are important. This is why League is good for players that have low APM, because I'm a low APM player. I have low mechanics, but my clicks are very precise. It's more about precision than anything. So right here, this is where you tunnel vision. I notice you tunnel vision a lot, and Salty Facts, I appreciate that so much. You see Yorick is pushing up for this. I think there's no hurting in just sitting and watching and waiting behind him, because you see Fiora there, you see Yorick there. You eat away. So just to, like, you know this Fiora is aggressive. So let's say you're right here, and Renata's right here, and Yorick's right here, and you WEQ her over the wall. She's getting blasted, my boy, and you turn that, and you get 2 kills, and you get the bot tower, you get another bot tower, and you got an inhib. 100%, I guarantee. 100%. This is where playing through your side lane is very important. But let's see how it goes. Hopefully things still go well for you. You get 1 kill, so you probably don't get the inhib. Kind of lame. Veigar's there. You know, they kind of sent the whole entourage. Let's see. Go back in. Nice. See, like that exactly. You just did the play now. Okay. That's unlucky. See, this is where your ult would have came in handy. When did you use your ult? Where was your ult used? This is the plays where you need your ult. Let's see. Use your ult in this fight. Okay, so you miss out on that. Okay. Always lead in with your auto if you're gonna like get on top of them like that. Auto Q, because then you slow them and you can get another Q on them. Use your ult. No one use your ult. At it? Use it at some point, but yeah, this is why you want to save your ult. You want to save your ult for Veigar. If he's the main threat to kill you, you need to save your ult for when you're fighting him. Unless it's 100% a dire situation where you're gonna die. Yeah, let's say you had it there, you could dodge out his ult. Use it for the auto reset on Lulu. You use it for an auto reset? An auto reset, Kyrium? Alright, it's fine, it's fine. I don't know why they don't just walk up and auto it. It's super low. Okay. So look, it's a bit of a domino effect. Let's say you watched them a little bit tighter. You would have got 2 kills for free. Maybe they would have saved the tower because Veigar did eventually TP, but you could have got this tower and maybe not have got that one, but you could have got a reset and went for the dragon. But see now, I mean, making that aggressive play before the dragon, you need to make sure that you know how aggressive it's gonna be. Like if you're gonna make a singular pick and then reset, that's perfect. That's perfect. Hey, get a pick, get a reset. You have tempo and you have full prio in the river. But now look at how pressured this is. See, you're noticing how much pressure is being applied. This is why you have to be smarter with your abilities, smarter with when you're resetting, smarter with watching, you know, who to play off behind, and just understanding people's body language, like how they play. See, right there, I think entering in with using your ult like that was perfect. That was perfectly fine. Because you don't want them to see you, just in case it's warded in here, right? You don't want them to see you, and then you get the clean jump on them, right? But I probably would have ulted before the dragon hit you, because guess what? That dragon, he broke your Denied shield, right? And that could have saved your life, potentially, that one ability. So, a little bit faster on the play here. So right here, if you did it, yeah, just a little bit faster. You had the right idea. This was a really good play, really good setup. You even somehow clicked on the Lulu when most people, I guarantee you, 99% of chat, especially those people that are flaming you, Kieran, they would have clicked on the volley bear. So you click on that Lulu there. That was good. You almost killed her. But yeah, maybe if you halted a little bit earlier before the drag, would have been better. This is the drag. Dragon Soul. This is a bit of a secret. Not everyone knows this. Ocean Soul. Kinda sucks. And your build, ugh. 4 lethality items. I don't ever think any world you need 4 lethality items. Is it 4 or is it 3? Oh yeah, it's 4 because Dustblade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, this would have been a great time to have Chainsword. Chempunk Chainsword. I would even sell probably Yumu's for it. Like, yeah, Yumu's. I don't think you need it on Kha'Zix. Edge of Knight's really good. Serpents is really good here. Dusk, I mean, you like it. Grudge is amazing, so I'd get rid of Yumu's for the Chainsword 100%. Then, I mean, you're constantly throwing your W, you're constantly anti-healing all of them, so Ocean Soul pretty much does nothing, right? And you constantly get a supply utility, you gotta constantly poke them. Remember, when you're fighting as Kha'Zix, you don't always need to jump in first. You can just W poke them. Kind of like how with Kayn, you know, sometimes you W them and then, you know, kite back. It's very similar to Kha'Zix, very similar. So just, you know, I know you're comfortable with Kayn and doing that. You know, walking up here, I can understand the death because you're walking up. This is kind of like a risky play. But just keep in mind, I don't think losing the Baron here loses the game, I don't think. Personally, I don't think so. Just, I mean, they don't have any inhibs yet. Maybe you lose an inhib, maybe you lose 2. But if you're playing to win this game, at this point, you need to play to stall it out to the Elder. You need to play for the 50-50 and the Elder. If you're down Soul, you kind of need to give the Baron. Unless you get a pick or something, you need to give the Baron. So, I mean, I could tell they're going to win this game 100% at this point. But you definitely need to work on, you know, just playing a little bit more slow, playing a little bit more calm, more relaxed. You know? Making good aggressive plays is fine, but make sure that it's calculated aggression. Make sure that you're playing your odds. You have more numbers, you have more summoner spells, you have more, you know, you have less camps up, so you farmed all your camps, then you make an aggressive play, you trade 1 for 1, then it's worth, because, you know, you farmed more, you're building an advantage. So always play the odds, play the percentages, right? And right here, I mean, here, I don't know what happens, but somehow you guys stall this. Let's see, maybe you make a pop-off play. Focus the isolated one. See, look, your focus in fights is amazing. That Renato, base is open, so, I mean, it's still winnable. From this point on, it's so winnable. You got a 1k. But you don't sell the damn Yumu's for a Chainsword. Chempunk Chainsword, brother. Like, what is that? They have Ocean Soul. I guess you, I mean, what, you believe in Renata, Twitch as enough anti-heal. But I mean, who's gonna hit all of them more likely? Your W can connect on all 5 of them easily. Twitch autoing all of them, the second he does, he's dead. Renata, maybe her ult hits, maybe not. But your W, anti-healing ability in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so now just try and stall it out, make a pick. I would, yeah, definitely looking for a pick. That's a good move. That's a really good move. Maybe things don't go well, but this is a very good play to try and come back and win this game. This is a very good, smart setup and play, you know. I 100% agree with that. That's 100% a play I would have made. That's 100% a play I would have done. Good stuff on that. Let's see, what are you doing here? Back it up, back it up. See, look, you're getting more comfortable with W poke now. See, notice how free you could do that. You could just walk up W, walk up W, walk up W. And look, this guy's getting chunked, even though he has the Ocean Soul. Imagine you had Chainsaw. They wouldn't even be healing. You'd be zoning them all away. That's bot and top lost the game for you. There's definitely a lot of ways that you could have came back and won it. So, I mean, I wouldn't beat yourself up over, like, small mistakes. Just make sure that you have a better game plan. And make sure you have a better comeback plan. Because I notice, I think one of your biggest flaws is that whenever you get tilted, you start making a lot of Papega plays. But it's very common. It happens to a lot of people. It happened to me a lot. I used to do that all the time. But you need to work on not doing those as much and playing a little bit more in your own comfort, at your own pace, and more relaxed. I think a lot of junglers have that sort of, okay, I just made this mistake. I got to go make a play immediately to fix the mistake. But truth be told, you should only look for the plays that can 100% work. And if a bad play happens, you know, you brush it off and you're like, all right, well, next play I look for, I'm going to make sure that it goes very well. But I mean, there was a lot of ways you could have won this. And I think there was a lot of things you did very good on Kha'Zix. So it makes me think that definitely if you are fixing those minor things, it could lead to you being a seriously, insanely good Kha'Zix player. Because if you're able to play more calculated aggressive, you would probably be like 25-1 this game. I'm not even kidding. You'd be like 25-1 and you would have stomped this game. It would have been over so fast. So, I mean, for you to go 15-10 in a game where you made that many mistakes and come back, it shows that your mid to late game is really good. But your early game, you need to work that out. Work out the early game. You can get to mid to late, and obviously you can come back and do well. So, I mean, I'd feel good about yourself with your Kha'Zix, personally. You know, there's no reason to feel bad about it. Make sure that play more calculated, more aggressive, and, you know, do not evolve E second unless you're like 17 kills and 0. Do not evolve E second, okay? Alright, either way, that's going to be it for the coaching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.